A big shakeup in Mitchell City government as a new mayor selected after Dave Curtis abruptly resigned last week. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Mitchell City Council has accepted Mayor Dave Curtis's resignation and selected former Mayor Brian Taylor to fill the post for the remainder of the term during a special council meeting Tuesday night. Curtis tendered his resignation just days after the last regular council meeting, where he received backlash for the manner in which he attempted downtown revitalization efforts. Councilmember and former Mayor Brian Taylor will serve the remainder of Curtis's term at the helm. In addition, Council President Angie Preston stepped down from the leadership role and will now serve as a regular council member. City Administrator Perry Mader tells KNEB News that they wish Curtis well and are looking forward to working with Mayor Taylor and continuing the momentum and success they've seen in Mitchell from the previous administration. Well, the Scottsbluff City Council made quick work this week during a special meeting Monday evening at City Hall. The agenda had two items: consider the third and final reading to adopt the new fiscal year budget and adopting utility user fees for water, sewer, solid waste collection, and stormwater. The council unanimously voted to approve both the new budget and updated fees. Residents should expect to pay a little more than $10 on average on their bi-monthly bill, as rates for sewer, water, and trash pickup went up about $3 per line item, and the city's stormwater surcharge increased from $3 per billing period to $4 per billing period. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
Welcome back. Nebraska lawmakers continuing their special session work on redrawing the state's political boundaries, with one proposal that would add a 50th state senator to try to keep rural Nebraska from losing a seat. The legislature's redistricting committee has been taking public testimony, during which the first vice president of the Nebraska Farm Bureau said it was in the best interest of all Nebraska to preserve as many rural districts as possible. Sherry Denton of Whitman told the committee that agriculture is the foundation of the state's economy, generating 25% of the state's overall economic activity.
While the reach and economic importance of agriculture to the state is massive and well documented, we know the vast majority of Nebraskans are now several generations removed from the day-to-day happenings on the farm and ranch. With that said, it's production agriculture at the farm gate which serves as the ignition point for the subsequent economic and job growth associated with Nebraska agriculture and the agribusinesses that help fill out the skylines of our state's largest population centers.
Testimony continues today as lawmakers continue their work on the redistricting plans for legislative and congressional districts. Well, the number of new COVID-19 cases leveled off in Nebraska last week, but experts say cases will likely continue to rise in the weeks ahead. Nebraska reported more than 5,300 new virus cases in the week that ended on Friday. That's down slightly from the 5,329 cases the state reported to the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in the previous week, but more than 20 times higher than the 250 some odd cases when Nebraska was reporting in late June. Dr. James Lawler, an infectious disease expert at the University of Nebraska Medical Center's Global Center for Health Security, said he doesn't think Nebraska or the nation is past the peak of this latest surge. And over in Wyoming, Governor Mark Gordon says he has asked the state's Attorney General to be prepared to challenge President Joe Biden's new COVID-19 vaccine mandate. In a statement, Gordon called it an egregious example of big government overreach. Gordon and his wife are both vaccinated, but he has stressed that vaccination is an intensely personal decision. While he issued a statewide mask mandate during the winter surge, Governor Gordon has vowed not to issue any vaccine mandates. Wyoming lawmakers have already been working on legislation aimed at prohibiting businesses from requiring vaccinations for their next session. Well, coming up from the break, hot temperatures back in the mix, Bill Boyer's into the midweek weather forecast, and an update from Husker Harvest Days.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, how about sunny skies as we go through the evening hours? Stop me if you've heard this before. It's going to be very clear and not much happening in the weather department. Winds pretty light and temps falling into the 60s, eventually into the upper 40s to near 50. About normal for this time of year in terms of the lows. The highs are a bit warm. We're going to stay nice through the weekend. We have much cooler system coming in, a big frontal system bringing us much cooler air for next week, and I think some chances of showers as well. 80 yesterday for a high after a morning low of 55. That 80 is really close to normal for this time of year, and the rain is well short out there. Almost 3 inches short now for the year. As we look at current temperatures, they're slow to come up. There we go. We're in the 80s right now across most of the region. 70s in eastern portions of Nebraska, low 80s here for most of Kansas. We've got mid 80s for all of us here, upper 80s. Anywhere between 83 and 88 will cover all of the listening area right now. Winds are stronger to the east of us and to the west of us. Most of us here in the central portions of the Panhandle have winds under 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at the severe weather threat, it's going to be well to our northeast today, but tomorrow you'll see we bring this severe weather threat in a little closer to us. We have a marginal risk of severe storms here in northern portions of Nebraska, and then that activity pushes further to the east of us on Friday as we go back into a drier pattern for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but that's going to change next week. Getting on the bus tomorrow at 50 comfortable degrees. On the way home, we'll see more clouds build up, I think, tomorrow, but still be in the low 90s. Really the only sign that something's going to change there, because we will have a system come through tonight, tomorrow night. It'll be a weak one, but it's going to be just enough to drop temperatures a little bit for Friday, and we'll just see a few clouds associated with that. Overnight tonight, lows upper 40s and low 50s for all of the region. Maybe a touch warmer down around Valentine with temperatures there into the low 60s. As we zoom back into Futurecast then for tomorrow, we put this in motion. Not much happening out there till we get later on in the afternoon, and then we start to see a few clouds build up. That is going to be along this system. Shower and thunderstorm activity to the east of the Panhandle and in central and eastern portions of Nebraska. We're going to miss out on this again. Better chances of us getting wet with the next system that comes in. And we're going to be dealing with highs tomorrow back into the low, even close to the mid-90s out there. And certainly any precip's going to be confined to far eastern portions of our region over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at our forecast then. Clear, quiet, not much happening tonight. Lows down around 49. Repeat tomorrow, sunny, hot again, highs in the low 90s. Again, that system arrives, as you'll see here, for late Thursday. We're going to be dealing with Friday highs only in the upper 70s. We're back into the 90s on Saturday, Sunday, 80s on Monday, a transition day, as we bring in a chance of showers, and sharply colder as we go into Tuesday. Look at those highs only in the low 60s. We'll be in the mid 70s is all for Wednesday. And just for fun, extending this out a few more days, you'll see really all of next week looks like we're going to be in the 70s, maybe to near 80. So at or below normal for high temperatures. After we get through the next 4 or 5 days, things start to look a little bit more like fall out there on cue, with the first day of fall arriving next week.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features. Colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the VIAERO family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at VIAERO.com or your nearest VIAERO store. VIAERO Wireless, keeping you connected.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It's been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son, or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different. In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say, often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Nebraska banks are a critical part of the Nebraska agriculture industry, and they serve as the backbone to the entire state of Nebraska. In this video spotlight, we learn more about how the Nebraska bankers are helping serve Nebraskans.
Thanks, Bryce. Yes, Nebraska banks are committed to having relationships with our ag customers. Their success is our goal, and in 2020 we did about $13 billion in ag operating and ag land loans.
It's all about banks backing agriculture, but then bigger picture, banks backing Nebraska too, right?
That's right. Banking Nebraska, agriculture is a backbone of Nebraska, and that bleeds over into the community. We also have businesses that are supported by agriculture but within the community, and so they need banks as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the workforce. That's an important issue here in the state of Nebraska. What are some of the things the Nebraska Bankers Association is doing in that area?
Bryce, thanks again for having us out. It's great to be back at Husker Harvest Days. Year off due to COVID. It's just glad to be out here and see everybody again. The Nebraska Bankers Association is very interested and active in trying to pursue individuals wanting to get into banking as a career. One of those methods is, for over 15 years, the Nebraska Bankers have partnered with the University of Nebraska in developing a program to do just that. And furthermore, quite frankly, to encourage students, we are also offering scholarships to motivate those individuals to move into that career and assist them in that career as well.
There's a lot of different jobs in the banking industry, aren't there? Talk about a few of them.
There is a lot, and quite frankly, that's one of the benefits of banking. It is very diverse, whether it would be in lending or consumer credit or in compliance, Bank Secrecy Act. There's just a diverse amount of jobs that individuals can get into that might suit their liking, whatever that might be.
A community is connections, friends, family, schools, teams. At Allo, we're honored to be a part of your community. As members of the community, we're committed to ensuring people stay connected to the services they need. That's why we're participating in the FCC's Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. We're providing low and no-cost broadband to qualifying community members. Go to allofiber.com/EBB to learn more.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
At Platte Valley Bank, we realize the way people want to bank in the future may be different than it has been. As comfort levels and desires vary by person, banking may be different for some, yet not for others. We offer the best of both worlds, a traditional banking experience with our friendly tellers and an online or mobile banking option with features that you can personalize and utilize anytime, anywhere you go. So you can bank how you want, when you want, and from where you want to. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, the Scottsbluff Police Department is seeking the public's assistance in locating a vehicle that was involved in a pursuit last week. Captain Lance Kite explains.
On September 9th, officers received a driving complaint involving a red Durango in the area of Avenue I and 31st Street. Officers responded to that area and located a red Dodge Durango and tried to initiate a stop on that vehicle. The vehicle then drove around within the parking lot of several businesses and failed to yield. The officer activated his siren to try to get the driver's attention to pull over. At this particular point, the vehicle went north from the Walmart area on Avenue I, ran a stop signal, a red traffic signal, north towards the country club. At that time, the vehicle turned left onto County Road H, and at County Road 20, the pursuit was stopped for safety of the citizens going to work and school and things of that nature. So what we're interested in is sharing these photographs of this vehicle to try to get the public's help in identifying the driver. The plate numbers that are on the vehicle do not match to that vehicle. It doesn't match the owner, so we know the plate numbers are no good. However, if you look at the pictures, you can see that the back window is broken out, and it looks like a black blanket or something of that nature is over the window. So we're just asking for the public's help in identifying this driver so that we can get him identified and handle our investigation from that point. So if anybody has any information, they can certainly reach out to Crime Stoppers at 632-STOP, or they can contact the Communication Center at 632-7176.
Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.